A lot of folks, when they're looking at more decorative options in the coatings realm, they're going to be looking at maybe stains or metallics, and a lot of people don't quite understand all the variables that can be involved when you're looking at these options. So just to jump into a few variables, you're going to be dealing with atmospheric conditions, and what I mean by that is it's relative to the construction that's going on around you potentially, and then in certain cases of like stain, for example, what contractors previous to you have done can affect the look of the concrete. So for example, we were on a stain, we went ahead and stained the concrete after we had ground it 3 or 4 times. We didn't see anything in the concrete. It was down to just the slab. We didn't have any imperfections. And then after we had stained it, you could see where there was residue of a pathway before where a contractor had potentially put tape down. So that actually has affected the look of the stain and how it took to the concrete. Another common example, again, pertaining to stain, is if you've had tiles down previously, like VCT or ceramic tile, the adhesive for those tiles will actually reflect through the tile marks, which is almost impossible to get it out. So these are a couple things to look at when you are considering a stain or a metallic. And then some of these variables specific for metallics would be application method. We have customers come to us all the time, show us a picture and say, hey, we want this look, we want this color exactly. And it's important to understand that while we can try to replicate the look the best that we can, it's almost impossible to replicate another contractor's work, simply because you've got variables like temperature, you've got variables of the concrete. We don't always know what product they use. Some products have a different flow than others, and we don't always exactly know what the application method was, whether they just poured it out and rolled it all together, they squeegeed it together. There's just a lot of different ways that people can do it. So these are just a few variables to consider when you're considering, again, like things like a stain or a metallic. It can definitely affect your project, and just to look at it and discuss it with your contractor moving forward.